Hi guys, and welcome to 123 My IT's video on the unboxing and first look at the OPPO R11s. For those that don't know much about OPPO, OPPO is a Chinese mobile phone manufacturer. And the R11s is an Android phone which is competing directly with the Samsung and Google phones. The phone comes standard with 64GB capacity and comes in quite a few different colours: red, black, silver, champagne and pink. So what's the difference with the R11 over other Android phones on the market, I hear you ask? Well, the main difference is the price. At the moment in Australia, this phone retails for $650, and in USD, that's only $500. Okay guys, so let's get to the unboxing. So if we have a look around the back, there's a little bit of plastic. You just need to cut it there and down the sides and take the outer bit of plastic off. And if we just take the phone out like so, and there's a little bit of plastic around the outside which you just peel off, and there we go, there's the first glimpse of the phone. First thoughts are that it's very thin. I like that, really thin, which is pretty awesome. And take a look around the back there, another little bit of tape or something on the back which you can just peel off, has the serial number and details on there, fingerprint scanner, and there's their cameras, dual cameras. We'll take a look at that a bit later. Let's pop that aside and we'll see what else we've got in the box here. So there's a little tab which we can just pull out, and hey, this is cool. So you get a little SIM card ejector, so you might not have that in the US if you got the SIM card built in. We got a quick start guide and important information guide. Then this is really cool. We also get a free cover, plastic cover, pretty cheap one, but still, you don't have to buy one. It looks pretty thin too, and we'll have a look at that as well a bit later. And going to the rest of the box, so we've got our phone type cover there. We've got our headphones, so still the older style with the jack at the bottom. And we've got our micro USB, so still the older style, not the USB-C, so which I actually don't mind because I've got a whole heap of these older style connectors around, or USB cables, so I don't really want to go and throw them all out. I can use them at various parts around the house, so I still don't actually mind the micro USB. And then just our charger, so that's obviously the Australian adapter. If you're in the US, you'd get a US adapter there. Now, if I don't know if you guys can see, but the phone just fell forward, and you can see there's a tiny scratch on the screen. But then I realized, lucky for me, it's got this little bit of plastic on the front which protects the screen. So we need to take that off. Like so. And phew! Scratch is gone. So after that little scare, I think I'm going to go ahead and try out this little plastic cover which comes with the phone. I think this is a really good touch. I don't know why more companies don't do this. For me, it's like a no-brainer. Most people go out and buy a screen protector anyway, or you know, some type of protection for their phone. And if you get one of these straight off, it cancels the need to go out and buy one. So, and you know, at least you know this is going to be a proper fit for the phone. So that works really well, and it looks like it gives a little bit of an edge on there to protect the screen as well, which is really cool. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice about the phone, the tap doesn't seem to work to unlock it, so you have to unlock the phone with your power button on the side. If you look on the back as well, there is a fingerprint sensor which can also unlock the phone. So once we're on this screen, you just basically need to then push up, okay? Which I think is a pretty cool feature, because with some of the Samsungs you have to kind of double tap to open the screen. If we also look a bit closer as well, we've got the integrated home and menu buttons along the bottom there, so you can see that, and that saves a bit of space on the outside of the screen, making the screen a bit bigger. So the screen is Gorilla Glass 5. It's a 6.01 inch AMOLED touchscreen and has a resolution of 1080 by 2160 pixels at 401 ppi. So you get less pixels than the Google Pixel 2, However, you get more real estate on this phone. This phone screen is about 1 inch bigger than the Google Pixel 2. If we take a look at some of the menus on the phone here, if we swipe upwards from the bottom, we get our quick launch menu. So we've got location, Bluetooth, we've got our ringtone off or on, and then we've got our Wi-Fi on the end there, along with flash and other regular stuff across the bottom, boost, clock, camera. If we go to the top and just swipe down from the top, and you can see we've got our notifications menu there. If we want to close those notifications, you just hit the X at the bottom of the screen. In the middle here, we've got our weather app, which tells us that it's 25 and sunny in Sydney. If we take a look at the left-hand side of the phone here, you'll notice that the phone is really thin, and it's actually quite nice. On the side here, we've got our up and down volume buttons, so if we turn the volume, whatever volume we have, the media will go up and down. If we take a look at the bottom of the phone there, we've got our speaker on the left-hand side. Then we move across to the USB mini power port. We've got our microphone pinhole there, and then we've got our head jack, so that'll make some people happy. On the right hand side of the phone there, you can see we've got our sleep wake power button, and just above that we've got our SIM card eject button, which we can just push in, and the SIM card ejects out rather nicely there. Another good thing too is this SIM card slot is actually made, looks like it's made from aluminum, which is really cool. And you can see there also we've got a spot for a SIM card, and we've got a spot for an SSD card there as well. So we can expand the memory on the phone, which is really good if we're shooting a lot of videos and have a lot of content on the phone. We can store it all there. If we take a look at the top of the phone, we've got our microphone pin port, and then at the front here we've got our stereo speaker earpiece, along with a 20 megapixel front-facing camera, which is just that one there. And the camera also has a f1.7 aperture. On the back we've got dual 16 megapixel cameras with f1.7 aperture, our LED flash just beside that. And they come with phase detection and autofocus, and below that we've got our fingerprint scanner. Across the top there, it's really hard to see on the black model, but you can see our antenna line. So the battery on the inside of the phone is a 3200 milliamp hour battery, and it should last you around 8 hours. So if we go into the camera and we go into video, all right, and then across the top here you've got these menus. So at the moment it's 1080p, and it seems to default to that, but if we touch on that, you can actually see we can go down to 720p, or we can go right up to 4K. So it does 4K video recording. Okay guys, so let's have a look at the CPU. So we're about to run a benchmark, but while it's doing that, let's just talk real quick about the Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 CPU that's on the inside of this phone. Now, this CPU is a little bit slower than what's in the Google Pixel, which is the 853 Snapdragon, but it's very close. So let's run the benchmark and see how it performs. Alrighty, so the CPU benchmark is done, and we've got a single core score of 1616 and a multi-core score of 5835. If we go across to single core comparison, and you can see we've got some more details there. So it goes pretty close. Samsung Galaxy Note 7, Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. So a little bit under par compared with the S7 series. And we've also got some multi-core scores. So multi-core score is a bit better than the S7 series. S7 Edge seems to beat quite a lot of those other phones as well on the multi-core score. One of the negatives about this phone is it's not water resistant, so you won't be able to go for a swim at the beach with this in your pocket, and you probably need to be really careful if you use water to wash the screen. So would I recommend the OPPO R11s? Hell yes. If you're a person who's not really too worried about fancy brand names, then there's not a lot of difference between this type of phone and your latest phones, except the price. The price is massive. You can buy two of these phones for the cost of a new Apple or a new Samsung phone. So why would you bother doing that? If you get similar performance from the phone, then I don't really see why you would pay the extra money. One thing for Apple and Samsung, I think they really need to come up with some more innovation. Maybe like a projector or something from your phone, which you can project your phone up on the wall and play videos or something like that. That would be a really good innovation that they could come up with. But at the moment, all these phones, they're starting to look very stock standard, and there's not really that much that differentiates one phone from the next. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it from me. If this was a helpful video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching guys. Bye bye.